October 30th, 1942. The Eastern Mediterranean is freezing and pitch black. Inside the radio room of a sinking German U-boat, two British sailors are drowning. They aren't trapped under debris, no, they are actively choosing to stay in that rising, freezing water, desperately wrestling with a heavy, waterlogged book. Time has completely run out. Those men, Lieutenant Anthony Fasson and able seaman Colin Grazier, are making a terrifying split-second calculation. They are literally trading their own lives to shove that captured codebook up the submarine's conning tower to their crewmates, right before the iron hull drags them down to the bottom of the sea. So, what could possibly be worth that ultimate sacrifice? 158 quintillion, 962 quadrillion, well, you get the idea. That absolutely astronomical figure is the exact mathematical impossibility those two sailors were dying to bypass. It's the total number of potential daily combinations generated by the infamous German Enigma machine. Let's break down what Enigma actually was. It looked kind of like a clunky, standard typewriter stuffed into a wooden box. But here's the catch. Pressing just one single key sent an electrical signal through a plug board into a cascade of rotating disks, bounced it off a reflector, and fired it back through a totally different path to light up a scrambled letter. And crucially, pressing that key physically advanced the rotors. Type A twice, you're gonna get two entirely different scrambled letters back. The entire German war machine, troop movements, U-boat coordinates, supply lines, ran on this chaotic, shifting encryption. To them, it was literally unbreakable. But here is where history hits us with a massive curveball. Alistair Denniston, the head of the British codebreakers, famously called cracking Enigma the achievement of a lifetime. But he wasn't talking about a British breakthrough. The British didn't actually crack Enigma first. A 27-year-old Polish mathematics graduate named Marian Rejewski did it in 1932, using pure permutation group theory and some stolen French intelligence. Rejewski and his brilliant Polish team spent years building these incredibly complex machines to reverse engineer the rotor wiring. But time was running out, fast. In December 1938, the Germans added new rotors, immediately multiplying the complexity. The Poles knew they were out of time. So, on July 25, 1939, they quietly invited British and French codebreakers to a forest near Warsaw and just handed everything over. Their replica machines, their equations, their entire life's work. Just 5 weeks later, Germany invaded Poland. And that brings us to Bletchley Park. This is the British operation that inherited that Polish genius. We're talking 10,000 workers, 75 of them women, operating in absolute total secrecy 50 miles north of London. It was here that a 27-year-old Cambridge mathematician named Alan Turing took the Polish divine and engineered an improved, massive electromechanical device called the Bombe. It was capable of testing thousands of settings per hour to hunt down that daily key. But even Turing's brilliant machines needed a shortcut to cut down the math, what the codebreakers called cribs. And you know how they got them? Sheer human laziness. It turns out people are completely predictable. The Germans would routinely send weather reports using the exact same word, wetter, or start messages with "Ande Gruppe." Some lazy operators even used their girlfriend's name as the starting rotor position. One guy literally just typed CSIL over and over again, which were his own initials. Human error is what ultimately bypassed those 159 quintillion combinations. But then, the math fought back, 1,664. In early 1942, the German Navy deployed a highly complex four-rotor variant of Enigma known as Shark. Instantly, Bletchley Park went completely dark. For 10 agonizing months, they couldn't read a single U-boat communication. The cost was catastrophic. That number, 1,664, is the exact number of Allied ships sunk by U-boats in 1942 alone. Over 7.7 million tons of shipping lost to the ocean. Britain was quite literally being starved into submission. And that terrifying blind spot is exactly why Lieutenant Fasson and able seaman Grazier drowned in the Mediterranean that October. Their unbelievable sacrifice is what secured those four-rotor codebooks. By December, Bletchley was reading U-boat messages again, generating what was known as ultra-intelligence. The impact was staggering. It revealed Rommel's fuel shortages in North Africa, leading straight to the victory at El Alamein. It confirmed Hitler expected the D-Day attack at Calais, validating the entire Allied deception plan. It rerouted convoys right past U-boat wolfpacks, saving an estimated 750 ships. Most historians agree this intelligence shortened the war by at least 2 full years. But the end of the war brings a really dark twist. You'd probably think this unbreakable code was exposed to the world the second the Nazis fell, right? Nope. Britain secretly distributed captured Enigma machines to developing nations and former colonies. They encouraged these countries to use them for their own secure government communications, all while Britain secretly read every single intercepted message for the next 3 decades. How did they pull off a 30-year deception like that? Through the staggering discipline of the Bletchley Park workers. 10,000 people kept this earth-shattering secret from their spouses, their kids, their closest friends. Many of them actually went to their graves without ever speaking a single word of it. The secret held completely tight until a book published in 1974 finally broke the silence. And honestly, that culture of total secrecy makes the events of January 1952 profoundly tragic. It all started with something completely mundane, a simple burglary report at a home in Manchester. The brilliant mind that saved millions of lives was the one reporting that break-in, Alan Turing. During the routine police investigation, he casually mentioned he was in a relationship with a man. Homosexuality was illegal in Britain at the time. The very man who cracked the unbreakable code was charged with gross indecency. His security clearance was instantly revoked, permanently barring him from government work, and he was subjected to chemical castration. 59. It took the British government exactly 59 years to issue a formal apology to the man who not only helped win the Second World War, but who literally laid the theoretical foundations for every single computer we use today. June 7, 1954. A 41-year-old codebreaker is found dead in his home. Beside his bed rests a half-eaten apple. The coroner rules it a suicide by cyanide poisoning. But the apple was never tested.